So Blake Lively has just teamed up 14 unique individuals in his ongoing lawsuit. But something that is so fascinating about this case and something that I think I need to be aware of is the key things happening simultaneously. There is the public relations or quote-unquote opinion, and there's also the legal battle happening simultaneously.
The latest chess move in this very long game involves the basement manager's publicist, Leslie Sloan. Some of you remember that Justin Baldoni is not just suing the Cherokee Queen, self-proclaimed, but he's also suing her publicist. And as I've already told you, Leslie Sloan, her longtime rep, has filed a motion to be dismissed from this lawsuit.
Justin Baldoni war with Blake Lively, which seems to be, initially I felt quite sorry for Blake Lively, but I've been reading all the messages between them all, and which he's been putting out obviously. It just seems like a bare, absolute weapons-grade narcissist. Now, spray-gunning each other with as much dirt as they can possibly do, having spewed lovey-dovey stuff to each other for months on end.
Today, we've got a jaw-dropping story featuring the ever-charismatic Ryan Reynolds, his wife Blake Lively, and actor-director Justin Baldoni. Did Ryan Reynolds actually send a brutal warning to Baldoni over some explosive remarks about Blake's late father? You won't believe the drama unfolding behind the scenes. Grab your popcorn and get ready for the scoop.
He was being destroyed by this. The company, the individuals of the company, this is a really serious thing.
Justin Baldoni's lawyer is addressing any possibility Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni settling before trial. Amid the ongoing legal battle between Justin and Blake, the actor's lawyer Brian Friedman shares during the March 12th episode of the Town podcast the odds of the case being settled before going to trial in May of 2026.
Justin has been destroyed by this. The company, the individuals of the company, this is a really serious thing. And in this day and age, the only way that you can thoroughly get back and is to prove your innocence. No, it's not be found guilty. It's to prove innocence. And that's what we're actively working to. So that may only be able to be done.
The drama began when reports emerged, suggesting that Justin Baldoni had made disrespectful comments about Blake Lively's late father, Ernie Lively. Some sources say these remarks were made during a casual conversation, while others claim they occurred during a podcast appearance. Either way, the news spread quickly across social media, sparking a wave of reactions from fans. The situation took a strange turn when it was revealed that Baldoni didn't just make casual comments about Ernie Lively. He allegedly claimed to have the ability to communicate with him from beyond the grave. As a follower of the Baha'i faith, Baldoni reportedly insisted that he could reach Ernie from the other side, a statement that deeply unsettled Blake.
This isn't a film about domestic violence. It's a film that covers a lot of things, from love to being an entrepreneur and opening for a shop and having all your dreams come true, to falling in love, to finding a new best friend, to domestic violence, which you don't hear all of those things in one place. But, this isn't a story, this isn't a love story, a love triangle. This isn't a story, this isn't a love story, a love triangle. And this isn't a film about domestic violence. And this isn't a film about domestic violence. And this isn't a film about domestic violence. It's a film about a woman because she's not defined by anything any man did to her, whether positive or negative.
It's understandable why Blake would be upset, given how much she treasured her relationship with her father. Losing a loved one is already a painful experience, and to have someone claim to have supernatural connections to them, especially in a professional setting, can be incredibly unsettling. Legal documents filed by Blake in December revealed that this situation has caused her considerable emotional distress, anxiety, and even physical pain.
Baldoni's lawyer, Brian, has said his client is devastated financially and emotionally, as one could assume. Now, a source exclusive to us quickly that Blake Lively allegedly says Blake Lively is very stressed that he just wants all this to be done, even though she is the one that started this fire. Meanwhile, Ryan Reynolds has confident that the truth will prevail in court and has been consoling his wife. Although I think Ryan Reynolds needs to start consoling as Blake is.
Here's another layer to the story that adds complexity. What if the rumors about Blake trying to take control of It Ends With Us from Justin Baldoni are true? Insiders have suggested that tensions between the two have been brewing for months, with Blake allegedly pushing for more creative influence over the project, which has led to clashes with Baldoni's directorial vision. Some speculate that her frustration might not only be tied to the comments about her father, but also to a larger power struggle over the film's direction. If that's the case, this feud goes beyond personal grief. It's a battle over control, creative differences, and an industry power play that's now spilled over into a legal confrontation.
I mean, as for the drama between them, like, if what he's alleging is true, she sounds like an absolute nightmare. I mean, I get the impression that it's like prima donna that come in, tried to take over and hijack the movie, and when she didn't get her way, she brought her much richer, more successful and powerful husband in to lay down the law. And the result was a disjointed production that had all kinds of problems behind the scenes, and Baldoni, by the sounds of things, got completely shafted in this one. So, if all of this is true, he's 100% justified in suing.
Included in the newly refiled lawsuit, every single communication between Baldoni and Shrewd actress. And not just the two of them, also between Baldoni and her husband, and other players like the trainer, the studio, and more.
Let's talk about Ryan Reynolds. If there's one thing we know for sure, it's that he never hesitates to defend his loved ones. Whether it's with sarcasm, sharp wit, or just calling people out directly, Ryan is always by Blake's side. And in this situation, sources say he wasn't about to let anything slide.
Ryan Reynolds is reflecting on his relationship with his late father. Nearly 10 years after his father, James Chester Reynolds, died at the age of 74, Ryan, who shares kids James, Inez, Betty, and Olin with Blake Lively, is unpacking their dynamic. Ryan writes in an essay for People published on August 14 how his father's battle with Parkinson's disease affected their relationship. He said, quote, "I have to preface this with the fact that my father was a man who does not share his feelings. He was a present father, never missed a football game, but he just didn't have the capacity to feel, or at least share the full spectrum of human emotion a bit. And pride was just so ingrained in him that it dictated almost everything that he did."
So I want to thank my wife, Blake, who is sitting right there, who is everything to me. You are the best thing that has ever happened to me. Second only to the star, Hollywood Walk of Fame. Hollywood Walk of Fame, Mrs. Black.
According to Hollywood insiders, Ryan personally confronted Baldoni, delivering a stern warning that rocked their inner circle. Some reports even claim that Ryan threatened to expose Baldoni's own secrets if he didn't back off. While the details of their conversation remain behind closed doors, one thing is clear. Ryan made it abundantly clear that he would not tolerate any further remarks or actions that could hurt Blake and her family.
And now I am his home, and our girls are his home. And just like that 19-year-old boy, he races home. Whether it's from across the globe or a meeting across the street, he is hardwired to get home. If he came home from set not in his wardrobe, we would be very concerned. Soaked in mud, fake blood, real blood, prosthetic scars, superhero suits, shoes, or clown makeup, Daddy always comes home. And that man races back to his real life like nothing I have ever seen. Especially not by someone who's able to be so all in his whole life. He's able to somehow be everything to everyone all at once. He's the most present person you will ever meet. And yes, he creates magic in the world. But man, oh man, does he create magic in his real life. My girlies, they know what I'm talking about. Home is his garden, which is why he gives so much of his heart back to his
On this matter are split. Some believe Ryan Reynolds did the right thing by standing up for his wife, further cementing his image as a devoted partner who isn't afraid of confrontation when it comes to protecting his family. Others, however, feel he may have crossed a line, with some seeing his response as more of a veiled threat than a straightforward defense.
47-year-old actor, who was the youngest of 4 brothers, also son to Tammy Reynolds, claims that his father's inability to emote with him led to Ryan not quite understanding his father throughout his struggle with Parkinson's disease. He says, quote, "My father was really slipping down a rabbit hole, where he was struggling to differentiate between reality and fiction, and just stuff that was a wild departure from the man that I grew up with and knew." And while his father's disease contributed to their strange relationship, the Deadpool and Wolverine star also admits that he was partially to blame, sharing, quote, "It was very easy for me to dine off the idea that my father and I do not see eye to eye on anything, and that an actual relationship with him is impossible. As I'm older now and I look back at it, I think of it more as that was my unwillingness at the time to meet him where he was. I could have maybe been there with him towards the end, and I wasn't. He and I just drifted apart, and that's something I'll live with forever."